All right, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Sorry, I was starting a little bit late. I was trying to help Melissa get the kids out of the door. All right, cool. Thank you, Sean. Still coughing. Actually, it was funny. I was yesterday voice practice. Like I barely coughed. Really didn't cough that much. And then this morning I woke up. Well, Jen woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. She fell asleep at 7:30 last night. We're like, wow, what do we do now? Because she didn't nap. But then she woke up at her body was like, okay, we've slept enough. So I've been up with Jen since like 4 o'clock this morning. Try to go back to sleep, but you do that like 15 minutes before you are supposed to wake up. You go back to sleep. So yeah, it's gonna be a rough day. Uh, oh, interesting headlines from bathhouses to fisheries because they have so much to do with each other. Yeah. Um, yeah, Sean's like I mean, Sean, what was in your coffee this morning? Because you're like in overachiever mode. You're out here with like the late breaking news. You're first one in. You're trying to buy tickets before I'm even online. I feel like you got like super powered coffee today. Did you like? I don't know. I feel like you're off to the races. Sean's on like Superman mode, guys. Yeah, I'm like, man, whatever you're on, I need some. Yeah, I know I'm definitely hurting today. It is a rough morning. Ooh, trying to move this around. Oh, yeah. Mel- Melissa messaged me and goes, she's like, what time? She's like, was Jen up last night? I can't wake her up. I'm like, yeah. You could say that. Double espresso. Yeah, that's what I need. I know this is regular coffee because I watched Melissa put it in there last night, but oh, I'm hurting, and there's like nothing going on today. So, um, at least currencies have reacted. So obviously, there's been the dollar likes the fact that nothing's changing, right? These were completely flat across the board, and now like the dollar yen is going crazy. So I mean, obviously the dollar is happy that Powell is in. It's probably more that the vice chair is Bernard. Um, yeah, it's probably more that. But at the same time, it's always fun. It's like, oh no, here's your vice chair. So this is his last time, and then she's going to be it next time. But it could potentially be in a different administration, so it really doesn't matter who the vice chair is. So I don't know. Like if you lose the election because people are unhappy with the job that you've done, your potential nominee for the next time isn't going to go through. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like how do I appease everybody, right? How do I make everybody happy? I vote for Powell, but then the vice chair is going to be this person. Come on, I know exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to play the future again, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to work as well as I think it does. We'll have to see. Biden speaks at 1:20 today. We'll see what he has to say. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like on a week that on a week that is I don't know. Say I mean it's going to be a slow week, right? Thanksgiving week. Um, It's almost like a week to play like a drinking game. Like, how many times does Pal? How many times does Biden mess up this speech? Right? He's obviously going to read from the teleprompter, but how many people can he offend in this speech today? I'm wondering if there's anything in there that will. I feel like he'll say something. He'll say something that either takes a shot at somebody else, blames somebody else, or offends somebody else. I'm just trying to figure out which one's first. Will he? That's the thing. Is he going to blame somebody? Like, I don't know. Like, what does he lead with? Does he blame Trump for something to start off with, or does he pat himself on the back first? It's kind of like where do we go with this, right? So I don't know. It's all the same. I feel like it's a drinking game. Yeah, we gotta have a drinking game with it. I just have to build a slide deck though, so it can't be that big of a drinking game. But anyway, finally seeing some movement. We'll catch it there. Obviously, nothing today. If I put it back for all countries, we'll take it off yellow. It's funny. It's considered a yellow impact event. There's nothing today. Now the rest of the week is kind of whoops, not that. Nope, nope, nope. Tomorrow's got a lot of stuff early morning, right? All the manufacturing services got slid forward from late in the week till early. So just keep an eye on this. New Zealand, another expected interest rate hike, which is coming on top of retail sales numbers that are expected. I guess they're tonight in yellow. But anyway, supposed to be another official rate hike. That'll be the second one in New Zealand to curb inflation. Yeah, and retail sales there down a little bit, but for the most part, right now it's helping inflation, right? But it's still higher than what they like. So they're going to raise it again. So it's funny. Oh, the UK will be the first one. It's like really because New Zealand's on number two. Um, God, I'm dying again. Obviously, Wednesday is kind of the action-packed news morning. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's stuff all over the place. 8:30, 10, 10:30, 2. Um, especially with low volume, I think Wednesday is going to be an interesting trading day. Um, we'll see whether or not we do. Unfortunately, the problem with Wednesday this week is going to be the fact that most of it's like at this like 8:30 ish time frame. So I don't know. We'll see whether or not we do a broadcast tomorrow. We'll still have the normal afternoon broadcast. We'll see what we do on that one. We'll see how it goes. But with that, there was one other thing on here. Um, so look at this. Punchbowl knows their stuff. I did see. Where's the UK headline? There it is. Um, Thought that this was interesting. The two top officials have raised questions about the certainty, where it was almost guaranteed that they were raising rates. Right now, it's kind of like, huh, right? So we'll see. I still think that they will. I still feel like they will right now, but this is kind of that like, hey, we're kind of telegraphing that we're kind of concerned, right? Before it was like all but absolute certainty, and now it's kind of like, well, you know what? Hold on, wait a second. So we'll have to see as we get closer how the market feels about that one. But thus far, like I said, you're seeing in the European markets really nothing, right? Flat. 41 is more or less flat. You're seeing minus 50 here, but it's basically the same exact thing because again, dollar strength, dollar strength, dollar strength, dollar strength. It's coming back, right? Um, but again, it's all recent. Okay, and then again, completely flat in euro pound. So let's see what we got. Again, VIX is now that Powell's in, you're seeing VIX pull back a little bit. Dollar index was very, very happy that Powell's staying in. And I think it has to do more with the continuality. Like you can say that it's going to be continuality with Bernard, but I don't know. With Powell, it's absolute certainty it's going to be the same kind of thing. So, which is good. I mean, new person, you can have new reasons and new thoughts, and you can say whatever you want before you get in. But I think at this point, this is a little bit more handy, right? So, what? Wait, why is she messaging me? Oh, okay. Sorry, Melissa's doing the drop off, so she sent me a message, and I was kind of like, what? Just want to make sure that the kids are there. Yeah, and like, how annoying is that? Like, you guys, you heard my my kids had a 2-hour delay today, 2-hour early dismissal tomorrow, and then off on Wednesday. I'm like, this is some bull. I'm like, they should be going the whole week, right? Yeah. So anyway, dollar index is rising. So let's dive right in and go over to Aussie dollar. So funny, Aussie dollar bounced back and forth. On Friday, we were talking about the 72.33. So like on Friday, we were sitting right in this area, right? We popped all the way up. We came back down and we hit it late last night and went all the way back up again. So it was a double trade, a double dipper. And we kind of pulled right back up. I don't, again, it's kind of not really at the 50. I mean, I guess you wanted to try to draw it, we could probably draw enough lines on here to make it a 50, right? That one doesn't work. Let's see. If we draw it from up here, could we get it in? Kind of, but not perfect. But anyway, again, price ran up. We were actually looking for sales a little bit higher. We're kind of back in the same range again. But, again, this was a double dipper trade from last week going into the Sunday night if you guys were able to grab it. You know, it's a big push down, but I would expect it to retrace this morning. Like I said, it's not like it's not like Powell's like this gigantic, hawk in the market, but I would say expect it to kind of, probably bouncing, but the reaction is in. right? The reaction isn't at this point, and again, it's more of a parabolic base move. I mean, this was a decent drop on the way down. 28 almost instantly. So, you know, but I expect it to come back up again. I would say, gold's getting hurt right now, and that's probably not helping. But again, I do think gold will kind of reverse as well, and then the Aussie may be able to feed off of that one. As far as great entries, I mean, it hit an area here of a bunch of buyers, right? The ascending wicks that are coming through there. But is it a really, is it the ideal, place to go long? Not here. It would have been a little bit better lower, but we've already had two buys off of it. So, at the same time, is it the best opportunity because it's already been hit twice? Not really, you know. And on a Monday, that would be kind of, we just had an overnight trade hit. So, and literally right before the news release is where it hit its profit target. So we almost kind of need to reset more than anything else. And I'd like to come down in base. I do think Australia will have some. I do think it will have some opportunity this week, right? Ooh. Um, so I do think there'll be something in this one. Um, just maybe not today, but we'll see. I think whatever I do think that I will say at 120 today, when Biden speaks, this probably will have some movement because again, Biden's going to be talking about inflation. It's probably going to move gold around. The Aussie will be drug around from it. So I would say kind of see how this one resets, and there could be a potential trade coming out at 1 o'clock. Again, Europeans won't be there. It'll be purely a dollar based play. But talking about how we're on a path to curb inflation and, talking about, raising interest rates and we're going to stay with Powell's plan and everything like that, that could definitely bring some dollar strength and give us another kind of surge to the downside. So I think there'd be some decent potential. I'd like it to rally back up and give us at least a level of basing so we can establish some risk. But I think that this Aussie dollar could be a short for the 120 speech today. Also, again, probably in the same kind of manner. And again, this one had a spike up. Again, the end is not the dollar, obviously. So again, last week we obviously blew through our targets. We kind of took a bounce off the 82.45 area. It's pulling back up again. Again, really, if we kind of readjust it right here, you can kind of see where we are at. I would say, really, fibs aren't really telling you anything. It's kind of just a magical number at this point on this one. But if we do look at the level up here at 83.29, it is a level we've seen selling off of before. It was it hit and exploded through last time. I would say keep that still on our radar. It's probably worth one more hit. Probably, again, depending on how it kind of changes in here with the dollar and everything. I would say right now, I mean, again, if we just pull straight up, again, make sure your profit targets profit target number two are, out by this level, right? Again, that's where the basing occurs. Um, I'm pretty sure he has no clue what he's leading with until it scrolls across the prompter. Yeah, probably will. Yeah, honestly, it's funny if you think about like the last three presidents, right? I feel like Obama was like, I mean, he had his speech memorized. I feel like there was no like you could have, I don't know. He was a great orator. Like I feel like he, his worst speeches were the ones where the teleprompters got screwed up. Like I feel like he was a pro. Like I feel like in another life, I feel like he was a newscaster, right? Trump had a teleprompter, but I just feel like Trump's like, you know what? No, I'm just not going to use it. I felt like he just went off the reservation, right? I feel like with Joe, you could type whatever you wanted. Like if you could hack the teleprompter system and put something else in there, I feel like you could totally get it in, right? I feel like you could get whatever you wanted in there, right? So I mean, it's like you have one that the guy's best speeches were like, I mean, he was like, man, he was on, but he knew what the teleprompter was saying, and when the teleprompter didn't work, is when you saw him falter because he couldn't. He was such a presenter, he had a hard time kind of creating. Where Trump is like the opposite. Trump's like, yeah, I don't like the risk we're going, so I'm just going to take it do it myself, and he was like creating on the fly with no filter. And then I feel like Biden you could literally type anything and he'll just say it. So it's so funny. Um, It'd be like that news anchor on the AJ in a plane crash a few years ago. Yeah, the hell, I'm telling you, it's a shame because I don't know. Like at the same time, you want to make fun of it. Like it's definitely like a Saturday Night Live skit, and they make fun of everybody. And I feel like they don't make fun of Biden because it's kind of like I don't know. Do you want to pick on like a senile old man? I feel like no, right? Like Trump can take it, right? Trump had thick skin. You could pick on him. Everybody was used to it. It's like, yeah, whatever, right? About the hair. I don't feel like you pick on Biden for the same reasons. I don't think it's right, right? Yeah, it's just one of those things. You just don't, you don't pick on the guy. But yeah. So So anyway, I would say look for this one to move. I think we have a potential in this one. We've got about 20 pips more to go before we have a potential reversal in it. It's not bad. What is she saying? Okay. So yeah, at least that's something maybe for today. Euro pound totally dead. We had a little bit of a pop at three, kind of came up and literally pulled right back down again. We're in the same level that 83.98. I'm sorry, 83.89. We were not looking really to go long off of it. This was more of a target to the downside. Really, we're looking for potential bounces on this one a little bit lower. We had a zone kind of coming in here, and it's a larger time frame zone. Um, we kind of need some big movement, right? We kind of need some type of blockbuster news, but this is going to be a lower volume week, so I don't know if we're going to get it. Um, and again, we didn't bring this up, but yes, it will be a lower volume week until Friday. And again, it's a good opportunity to position yourself versus the dollar because there's not a lot of dollar traders this week, at least until Black Friday, right? At least until Black Friday. And remember, this time next week, not only we will be hearing about Black Friday deals, we'll be hearing about Cyber Monday deals and what we're tracking to do and the record breaking sales and Amazon is worth this and Tesla's worth that. And so, this is kind of like the calm before the storm, even in the European Union. So I would say if we can get a little bit lower, there's probably some type of an opportunity here with the rumblings of where is it? The thing with the UK talking about how well maybe we won't raise it, right? Comments like that are setting this up for some type of a long scenario. But as far as using this zone, I mean, this is I think this was off a 4 hour zone. Yeah, it's a 4 hour. It's like from way back. Yeah, this is a 4 hour zone. So I would say, based off of this zone, this is definitely, I would say, in my eyes, kind of a buying opportunity. We're getting close, and comments like, well, maybe it's not. We're not, maybe we're not going to raise it. Those are the type of comments where pound weakness comes back into this, and we see this thing pop through. So, you know, just take it as a grain of salt. But as of right now, I mean, you can see it's 0.01 in 24 hours. It's moved minus 4 pips. It's not doing much. So there's not a lot of opportunity right now in the euro pound. Not really strength in either one of them. So the euro yen. So euro yen's an interesting spot. Now, it kind of came back up. It kind of grabbed that level, that old area of interest level, the 129.12. And again, it had been a base. It was here. It kind of gave it a little bit of a hiccup. It came up and it grabbed it on the 19th at 9:30, right at the open. It dropped it. It did it. It's 1 to 3, right? Now, came up and it just hit it again, okay? Now, a little bit of this spike did come from, obviously, the nomination, but it was already starting to move a little bit ahead of time anyway. I would say this one is probably due for more of a reversal. I wouldn't say that the euro is really in kind of a trend state right now. Again, you saw in the euro pound, it's just basically flat. There's no real news. They got, it is a Monday, and like the European market was like more or less dead. This is a pound spike, not a euro spike. So, could you take the same trade again? Yeah, potentially. It's definitely rallied up, and now we're stalling. We're at that 10 o'clock climb. Is this where reversals come in? Sure, but you would have already had to be in the trade. So um, it's there, but it's not really the most beautiful of charts. So yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do with it? I'd say if anything, again, when the yen finally reverses from this morning, I think this one plays into this one a little bit better. Okay, euro dollar. Obviously, this one dropped and tanked. And again, I was trying to figure out. I'm like, all right, where how depending on how low we go, where can we find like a zone in this one? And there's really nothing that matches up. You got to do some creative drawing. But we did have a level that we mentioned last week, the 112.44, and you can see that's what we ran into, and we're kind of pulling off of it. I would say also in this, again, does having Powell there. Is Powell like really like a dollar strength type guy? Like when you think about Powell, you thinking dollar hawkish, and not the answer is not really. So I mean, the initial response was down because there was certainty, but for the most part, is that are we going to break through levels? Probably not. Um, it'll be interesting to see what happens when the Europeans are out of the market in 2 hours. But as of right now, I mean, again, no trend in the overnight. What at all really? And then bam, it just slammed down, and we hit the zone. And we started to pull back, showing us that there's some buyers. So it's a hit. It's a double wick bottom, so there shouldn't be too many people right at that buying stage. But we do have two levels to the downside. So, um, as much as I would love to say, listen, this is a great opportunity. It's a Monday. I think you need to be cautious with it. I mean, Biden talking about how great of a job Powell's been doing, and that's why I nominate. I mean, here's what's he going to do. Powell did a horrible job. That's why I'm nominating him. No, he's going to talk about how great of a job that Powell is doing and how important continuality is going to be. And I don't know, maybe he's going to be something funky and be like, "Hey, we're going to let him do this for a year, but then he's got to step down." I don't know. I mean, God knows what the discussion has been thus far. Um, I mean, the rules don't pertain to the people in power, so I don't know, but there could be some fireworks if we can't move from now till then. I think we get a little bit of a bounce up again at 10 o'clock reversal. Um, you know, does it have the power to blow back up into the 113.32 range up in here? I don't know. Like, drawing this out, it's got to get through this little chunk here. And if you wanted to draw something on the smaller time frames and look at it and be like, hey, look, I mean, there was some basing, there's a pop, there's a test that came up and touched it and then exploded off of it. Not very far away, right? It's about 30 pips away from that zone. And again, that was a 4-hour base zone. So, yeah, just not a lot of opportunity on that one. So, but it's there. Pound yen. Pound yen finally moving. And again, this one about 8:30 today. And I think, the reinvigorated, and again, you guys could say, look, hit, never went back, never made it to the 23.6. So this was kind of one of those like, it held, like it's not holding anymore. It came through the top. So, um, don't need either of those two things. I'd say really on this one on a 30-minute, I wouldn't really touch much until it gets all the way back up top. That would be the first level. And again, there's a level right on top of it. I think it's the first time that we really need to cover much for this one. And that's looking up there at 154.30, right? It's taking a nice bounce. And again, this was really at that 8:30 time frame before. But there's not a whole lot. Little wick against the wall, but I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. We'll see if the yen wants to get into this one and roll it. What I kind of think we need on this one. How much we got? Let's see. We got 60 more pips to go until that reversal level comes in. I would say, we've had the kind of negative pound news this morning. Now we need the other side, the positive pound news, talking about how, inflation is bad, right? There was actually, hold on, was it a UK number? I love this. Inflation surge is, temporary. Yeah, sure. It's been temporary for a year and a half. Um, where is it? There was a comment about we're only one bad inflation report away. And I was kind of like, I don't see it now. Was it in here maybe? Yeah, right here. He expects a serious pullback tied to COVID-19. We're only one bad inflation report away from a correction. So statements like that kind of give us the other side, although this is more kind of US based, not necessarily. Um, I'm not sure the market is going to be ready for the U-turn that Jerome Powell may take if we have one more bad inflation report. Yeah. Anyway, we kind of need one more comment of that out of the UK. Look for a little bit more of a balance. I think 154.30 is probably the rollover point in this one, and then I'd be willing to take it. All right. Pound dollar. So again, dollar strength cranked back in again. This was from last week, right? Again, hit and bounce, hit and bounce. We were looking for somewhat of a break, and again, we kind of hit it again. So it's not a zone we're really looking to get much into. We're looking for a little bit more of a base and a pullback. It's already doing it on this one. But it kind of looks the same way, right? We talked about a break of 134.06 going down to 133.63. I think it's still in the works. I would like for it to kind of come back and do a little bit of basing here to kind of reset us on this one. But for the most part, I think it's still pretty valid. Again, it matches what we've seen in a couple of the other charts. Again, can we see another surge in dollar strength when the president speaks? Yeah, absolutely. Right, absolutely. Um, Again, don't really have a great little buy in here until we get down to the lower levels, 133.56, 133.11. Those are from last week. So I think right now it's still looking for the Harry Potter, right? But again, it's a Monday. It's going to need some more. Question is, can we form a base now for the next hour, 2 hours in here to reset this trade back to the downside? Because again, this is a no entry. But again, I love the hit, love the hit, love the hit, love that it pierced through, showing me that, yep, nobody left here. We just need to kind of form a new base and give us a level of risk and then take this one short. And again, could we get the 133.60 today? Probably. Probably. So keep that on the radar. Dollar CAD. Yeah, so dollar CAD had the great trade entry here. We dropped down. We found the buyers, right? There was our short. There was our profit. Came back up, grabbed it again. didn't quite make it all the way down. Now, if you had readjusted the level for the news release, like we had originally talked about, it did hit your 1 to 3 and it came up and hit it again. And now we're kind of the same level. I would say, CAD in 24 hours, let's see. It's up, 20, although obviously in the last, 20 minutes, it's kind of starting to pull back again. I don't think that this one does too much. Let's see, what is oil doing? Yeah, oil's up a little bit. I would say, if anything, I would expect this one to kind of pull back down again. I don't know if we can clear all the way down into this level. I would say that, using this level here is probably not horrible. Um, it is a decent grind, decent push up, not a lot of wicks, not a lot of pullback. There was the one retest back down again from the news last week, right? Um, we know that this is an area of interest, but we can probably remove it now just to kind of clean it up. Um, I'd say probably. Does Cat have any news this week? Hold on one sec. None. Cat all. They have all their stuff tomorrow morning. It's not going to be enough. This is really getting helped by oil. Well, on the same light, the same dollar weakness that we're seeing here could be the same. So you may say, well, wait a second, we should get dollar strength when he speaks, right? It depends on what he's going to say today. So again, keeping Powell in there is going to be important. But again, if he's starting to mention climate change, handling inflation, if he mentions energy inflation, particularly in things like oil, this one will have some movement, right? Um, Trying to think if I'll go that deep today or not. Hmm. It's possible. I'm wondering if we get an oil spot. What I'm thinking about is if he mentions something about, basically like about how difficult it's been in dealing with inflation and energy pricing and all this other stuff like that. I mean, if Powell starts talking about how, energy, and we're looking for a robust recovery. He could spike oil. If he spikes oil, it's going to also spike the CAD, and that's going to bring us back down again. Um, you can see we really don't even have any testing levels until here and here. So I mean, there's not a whole lot up or down. So 60. Hmm. Kind of wondering if we're going to get one of these. It is possible. What did I say? 60? 55? Yeah, it's 40 pips earlier. I don't know that we'll get it today, but I think 127.23. Again, we know it's a zone. You can see it was a nice little pullback at base and then kind of exploded off of it. It's not as nice as the 127.58, but I'm kind of tying it with news also at the same time. If we can get a pop, look for a kind of a hit and roll back to the downside. So, it's probably decent. All right. Sorry, Gabriel was asking me. It's so funny. I don't think Gabriel checks into any of these sessions. Um, yeah, I don't think Gabriel does it. He had a question about the indicator. And he's like, I just want it on just this time frame. I'm like, I don't know. I've never changed that setting. It's funny. I remember like when we tested the original the trend state indicators, we had different options and we pulled some things out. I'm like, no, that would be nice if we can get this. And we put this back in again. But like in one of the originals, I was like, we had this, and I'm like, I forget why we have. I'm like, so funny. I guess I should go back and look at all those notes if I'm going to get programmed again. But he wanted to change some of the settings. I'm like, I don't know, never changed that setting. Don't Never saw a need to. I'm like, Matt put that in there for some reason, so it's still in there. I was like, but I never used it. But we got it worked out. Dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss grinding up. We talked about this one before. This one, I guess you could say held. And again, we had the zone there, hit the 50%, but literally it took off. I mean, it's still really in that zone until they talked this morning at 8:30. And again, nice little burst. Let's see, how much of a burst did we get out of that one? 35. Um, yeah, I mean, we were looking for long targets all the way up to 93.17. At this point, I would say, I mean, we're almost. hmm, I'd really like to go. I don't know. I'd really like to go dollar long for this speech. Where this one is approaching though on a technical basis, I do like how it had two hits. I like the responses out of this one. I don't know, guys. Do you think he's going to talk about how great of a job Pal is doing, and that's why I chose him again? I feel like if he says that, we could get the drop on this one. I don't know. I feel like how much is it? Can we move that? Can we go all the way up in time? It's only 20 pips. God, it's right there. It's like, could he make the comment about how great of a job Pal is doing? And that's why I chose to reelect him or renominate him. I mean, I feel like yes. I want to say yes, but I feel like in hearing that, I'm like, wow, that's the worst thing you could say, right? I don't know. Like I said, that was the original target. I love how it turned up top. It is a level on a higher time frame. There could be a reversal, particularly from this morning. Question is, do we get to the 10:30 reversal? There's not a whole lot stopping us on that one. I'll draw it there, and we'll kind of see. But remember, this was like really target first. So we kind of need more of a confirmation. I mean, the 1 to 3 with the pop today, we got no problems, right? Profit needs to be taken before this level, right? So we drew it last week. It's still going with it. It's not been beautiful. It's been taken forever. God, I like. I don't know. Will he say it? He's done such a wonderful job. Like man, I don't know. Mm-mm-mm. I really want him to say it. I like really want him to say it now. So yeah, maybe we can get a 10:30 reversal. I don't know that we can get enough movement before he talks in 2 hours to hit this level, come down, and then reset it again. But I don't know. It's a potential. And again, maybe he says absolutely nothing and everybody's in preparation saying it, and that's why we roll. So um I love how it's going higher. I think this is great. It's I mean, I love these 10:30, I think this is wonderful. But is he gonna I don't get it. Is he supposed to say something negative, pal? That's the thing, Ernest. He's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like many people don't have a positive view on Pal. So you could say all these like right now, particularly with the economy is considered the number one concern right now of the like kind of like like the voters out there right now. Um, Biden's lowest rating is how he's handling the economy. So like right now, Powell has been the scapegoat for everything. Now again, it is a Republican nomination, but it's kind of like, I mean, he can say great positive things, but does that make his story worse? You see what I'm saying? No, I mean he wasn't. I mean he was expected to stay, right? But that's why I'm saying what he says today about why he's leaving Palin is kind of important, especially because again, he's like, "Oh, Reynard's going to be vice chair," like because he's trying to, like I said, the Fed is an independent board, right? The Fed there is an independent group. It's not supposed to be government regulated, right? So it's interesting that he's trying to portray what's going to happen next. It's kind of like, hey, this guy is great, and we go into a recession because they raise rates. It makes him look really, really bad, right? If he replaces and then nothing changes, also like it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like a what he says today is really it's gonna come back at the election, right? Like I said, many people have said. I mean, Jamie Dimon has said. We just saw the other one right now that the Fed is gonna have to make some major changes because of the way that inflation is moving. And remember, we're supposed to have supply chain issues across the board, right? Supply chain issues are supposed to be like horrible, but Target says they got everything. Shelves are stocked. Walmart, we're good to go, right? Amazon seems to be the only person having any issues at all, but they got plenty of supply. So knowing that there is quote supply chain issues, inflation is not going to get better over the holiday season. Um, So I am in the camp that they are gonna have to take severe changes, and it's kind of like, man, everything you say now is gonna come back next year for the midterms. So, but Powell is great. No, a few missteps. Nah, I mean, I think Powell is a little bit too politically swayed at this point. I don't think Powell. Put it this way, I felt like Powell was much more independent as the Fed, standing up to Trump wanting to lower interest rates. Now that we have the lower interest rates, the other side of the aisle is taking advantage of it. Because remember, Powell's like, no, we're not gonna, we're not gonna give into what the president wants. But now it's kind of like they're like, no, 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 you should do this. So it's kind of it's a weird play. Like I feel like Powell was anti-Trump, but I feel like he is pro-Biden, even though he's a Republican nominee. So um, I don't know. Like I said, I think what he says about the situation, if he's kind of like indifferent to it, then maybe we don't have a whole lot. But I think if he tries to sell this one about how this is the right choice and about, this is what the good of the country and all this other stuff, I think there could be some market backlash from it. So, but with this moving up, I like this, with reversal. I like that it's moving this much before he even talks, and I like that we're getting into that 10:30 time frame. So, I think this looks much better as far as a short. Dollar yen. And again, knew we had some sticking issues. We got hit one here, but we weren't really into that one. This is the one we were looking for before the 114.79. You can see we hit it and pulled back. Not quite a 1 to 3, and actually, it looks like it missed by the spread a little bit. 1 to 3 should be there. So it kind of there. You can see kind of how it did its thing. Um, Big question is, do we push through here, or does the yen start getting that strength, pulling this back down again? See, I like this one too. This one rallied up, having issues, right? This one we're looking for a rollover with dollar weakness. Kind of the same thing here. Not that the yen is going to be the driving tool, but I like that it's coming up to another level here where we could potentially see a rollover also. So for that 10:30 time frame, and again, parabolic move up, come back down again. Um, I don't know. Like I said, with the right speech, I think we could have no market reaction. But I just don't know if the speechwriter today is going to be, you know, really dialed in, talking about how it's difficult times, and we're making the best we can with it, and these were things that were unforeseen. We're controlling it. We don't want to make a rash decision. That's why keeping Palin made sense. To complete. Like I said, there is something he can say to not be inflammatory today, and be like, yeah, I'm not happy with this, but this is what needed to happen. Sometimes we need to make tough decisions, right? Basically saying that Pal's, he's a POS, but I'd rather not jolt the market. You know, I don't want to ruin the holidays, right? So I think there are ways for him to kind of word it correctly. But yeah, another reverse opportunity. Let's look at oil. Oil is completely asleep. It's not even worth analyzing, guys. This was an extremely small. I mean, we rallied right up at 3 and then came right back down again. 8:30 is right there. Right. Um, we opened there, we closed there, and now it's just chopping. So I wouldn't say that oil's in a great area. Again, we talked about this potentially taking pops off of 75.37. Um, excuse me. Um, I would say that I'm probably still more on the bullish mindset for oil. I hate saying that because I just like paying over like $3 a gallon for gas. I prefer the 250 range. I'm okay. I'm comfortable between 225 and 250. I don't like the $3 and something. Um, I know Marine is like, we're paying double that. I know, but I that's why I would never live in California. Um, I still think though, with the buyers that are in here, I think the $75 mark is a big thing. I think right now we're still feeling the repercussions of last week's the lockdown announcements. But again, lockdown, they will come out of lockdown. So yeah, I feel like I'd like to get long. I just don't, maybe for inventory report. Like I said, I expect with the holiday and the amount of travel that people are going to do, I feel like there's long opportunity here. But I don't really have a great entry for it. Natural gas tech in the way that it is, I'm good with it. I mentioned earlier that the $4.62 was kind of the target we were looking to get through. At 8:30 this morning, we were sitting kind of right in here with Todd. Todd's like, "Oh, it's rallying," and I'm like, "Yeah, but it should continue to drop," and it did. It dropped lower. It didn't quite get to where its target is, but um, I think natural gas again. It kind of makes sense. It was a bit overinflated in that kind of pre-build up to the season. A lot of buyers in here, and again, maybe it tries to rally. Again, the U.S. session is like, no, 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 make it more expensive. But I would say that again, definitely an area to watch. It'd be sitting, right in this level, um, sitting right up here, right at 447. So again, nice gap down. Was unable to get above the $5 mark, and then again, nice push down the overnight down 5 point, almost 6% right now, 5.94. Um, like I said, I think we come down and, if we can get to the 460, I think 460 would have been a better turning point. We went a little bit early. Let me see. Can I see? Is there anything in there? There is actually. Let me see if this is what I bet you that's what it bounced off of. Yeah, that's what it bounced off of. So yeah, that would have been our downside target, not our entry. So yeah, it hit off of that. Look at that, right on too. Yeah, right there. Yeah, look at that. Right on that spot. So, yeah, I'd say short for the day, but I don't have any other trades. Like I said, I wasn't willing to go long from that area. I wanted to go just a bit lower. Again, that was the target, and it cranked the target and rolled on it. So, yeah, it's 84.74, and then again, downside or upside, 462. Gold. Now, gold, on the other hand, this level, we expected this one to break, right? Hit, 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 and then boom, Harry Potter, down, base, pullback, and crash. I'm actually surprised that this one kind of went through. It looked like there was some more buyers there, but I would say right now, um, wow, looks like our next real area is going to be down here at 1800. Oof. Yeah, I like the pop that one had, but it sliced through. Nice little Harry Potter off that one, but yeah, it got sliced through. So looks like 1800 is on the radar. We only got 17 bucks more to go. I'd be looking for a retrace, and look, that's a nice little. Did not catch that one. Um, these are all the ones from over the weekend, so let's delete these off. We don't need those anymore. I'm actually going to mark a level here as well for the next potential short. No, I think Pal does mess with this one later today. Um, yeah, I'd be looking for bounces off 1800. We're not far from it. Yeah, you can use that. 1800 to 1795. That's your potential bounce. We should be able to get down there. Oops, I just had it. Okay. And silver. Silver's stopping. Look at this. So we had the Harry Potter drawn here. We hit and we hit, but it just sliced through and never based and gave us the pullback. So I don't know. If we can get a base sideways, again, we can adjust this to the current basing level. And right now, it looks like it's into this zone right here, that it likes this little base, but we'll see. Um, Kind of need a little bit more of a base, but yeah, yeah. I mean, we're looking for the short. We didn't have it drawn in gold, but we got from the old level, we got the pullback. Silver, we were looking for it, but it just didn't. Never got the entry. Never got the clearance in the base. So, but yeah, I think silver gets down to 24 today. 2407 is kind of where we had as a target. I think we have the unless he talks about how horrible inflation is. I think we get down to 24 today. But again, finding entry that one is not easy. Bitcoin's all rolled negative. They're negative, but not by much. Again, they're just dealing with the parabolic retracement is all they are. Um, yeah, bonds went lower. All right, let's see what we got. VIX is dropping, so yeah, these should all stay. All right, ES. Again, not surprised whatsoever. Again, knowing now that the uncertainty is removed, there's no reason why they don't all go, all stay green today. Question is he going to derail them later on today? But I don't think so. I mean, we talked about this one for the Natick session that, again, we had not hit the 47.25. Knowing that PAL is in, again, removing the uncertainty of change is always important. So I would say right now I'd be looking for. I would say this is probably on the radar today. 47.50, right? Um, oops. again, I think it makes complete sense, but it was a get long before the market opens, and I even said it if there was a pullback right at the open today, and it didn't really pull back. Unfortunately, the pullback was 8 o'clock today. It was kind of like, let me see, did we get any type of a pullback? Yeah, we did. Right there, look, between 9 and 9:25. There's your pullback. Yeah, so I don't know. And I said it in days. Look between 9 and 9:30. Look for a pullback, and there was your pullback. So right at the open, and then off to the races. So yeah. Um. Oops. Oh, it was set for long. It's well beyond the 1 to 3 today already. Actually, it would have been here. But you guys get the point. Talking about the pullback. The pullback came literally right before and then went straight up. So yeah, you guys should be able to grab that one. And again, with the levels that's at right now, I'm not really looking to go short. Not until we get any type of decent basing. NQ, same thing. I think this is all time highs for the NQ. Um, yeah, it's all time highs. So yeah, until we get a decent top on there, not really interested in taking this one back down again. Until the mention of when the interest rates are rising, I don't think there's. I mean, there's not. I wouldn't be worried about much. Again, the move is already in. Here's the 9:30 move from the open, explosion through the top, right? And again, here's the pullback down between 9 and 9:30. The pullback down that we mentioned, right to a level of basing, basically the same long, right? Right, same long. There's your pullback and your explosion. Again, all on board the NQ train today. I don't think there's any reason to slow this one down. YM has pushed up. Again, we're looking for it to push down. I was like, kind of like, oh, if we can get a pullback, and the pullback, this one didn't really even pull back at all, right? I guess, yeah, I guess on the 5 minute there was a little tiny pullback, right? So from 9 to 9:30 was the pullback, but I mean, it kind of went into his zone, but not really. Um, Gave us the pullback, but I would say look for 36,000 today. Um, as long as he doesn't make any really weird comments, I think 36,000. We were talking about it going up from the speech, but I think the speech comes up and brings it to 36,000 at this point. Um, and then Russell, yeah, we wanted. I was looking for Russell to hit the level and bounce, but no, it's like, nah, I'm having none of that. Yeah. So 9 o'clock, 9:40, and took off. So it did it hit? Oh, it did hit. There we go. There you go. So that was right at your 9:30 candle. So yeah, all of them had the same pullback. And again, it's that there's certainty in market. They know what's going to happen. Powell with a weak, monetary policy. We're going to go slow because we don't want to change anything. So yeah, yep. So nothing surprising, nothing alarming there. Here we go. 624. Oh, it's trying to just pull them back a little bit. But yeah. Oh, it's turning already. Trying to see where these guys were. Yen, dollar yen is tickling that. They all have the same kind of look. They're all starting to kind of flatline. Not there yet. Still trying. Still stuck. Euro yen is in. Euro pound is nothing. Euro Aussie, it's trying. It's trying, but they're all slowing down. They're running out of steam with this reversal time. So, yeah, yeah, nothing crazy today. Um, I think a lot of the reactions are in. I think retracements are due. I think indices are still staying green for the day. Look at Tesla up 4. Yeah, Tesla going to the moon. Yeah. Although we do have there's a nice little gap right here above, so brings it up to 217. Look at Apple. Apple having a good day. Go Apple. How about Apple been doing well? So again, leading NQ higher. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the drawing. Get out here a couple minutes early. Like I said, there's not a ton going on. I need more coffee too. I know that I am out. So I don't remember who won on Friday. Friday was it Ernest? Were you Friday? I feel like you were Friday. I think it was you Friday. Yeah, it was Ernest. Okay, and that was Ernest. Oh, that was the second one. Yeah. So, but that was your second one, right? Because then we talk about how you used you made a poor judgment the day before, but then you made up for it the second day. I feel like we did that. So I feel like you're going for 3 today, right? But I bet you'll change the rules on Monday. Huh? Oh, I'm not supposed to give you your triple? Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Wait, I'm supposed to change the rules today? Because it's Monday? I'm totally confused, guys. Ernest got me all messed up. He knows I haven't had coffee. He's like throwing all these like challenges out now, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I can't. What is he asking for? Is he asking for me not to? I can't tell. I feel like he wanted me to shut it down before he put 5 tickets in. Like I feel like he's like, wait. Do I need to put in 5? Like, what am I supposed to do here? Yeah. Okay. Just give him 100 and call it a day. No, Will. It's the third one. It's 250 today. Right? You have your first one. Your second one is 100. Your third one's 250. Yep. But I feel like seeing these totals in here. I feel like you guys are like giving it to him. No, it's not 500 today. You stop. I I haven't had that little amount of coffee. All right, closing it down. Gave you guys enough of an opportunity. You guys are either trying to troll Ernest really, really bad, right? I feel like you're either trying to troll him, be like, yeah, we're only going to bet one because you're not winning, right? Hold on. That will be the 8 ball question of the morning. Is everyone trying to troll his 5 tickets? Winner is no. Looks like they were not. He had a 41% chance. So I believe that that is probably everybody's way of saying, you know, I feel like Ernest he he had it today. So all right, let's give him his 250. That's been a long time since Ernest has won a 3 year in a row. Oops, not that many. Oh my God, could you imagine had I hit enter and gave him 2,500 pip chips? Holy crap! Could you imagine the protest that Will would have? That would have bumped him in front. Can you imagine? Will, I feel like you would have went crazy. I feel like, I would have got it. It's rigged from Neuro. I feel like Will would have started protesting, right? Could you imagine if I gave him 2,590 pip chips in one go by mistake? Yeah. Like I fat fingered it. I don't know how to remove it. I'd have had to like delete it and then take a guess at how many he had. It would have been bad. Oh, that would have been rough. Will would have been like, see, I knew it's rigged. And Neuro would have been like, yep, totally. It's rigged. See? Ernest is hacking it. So, all right, guys. With that said, I'm out of here. I'm going for more coffee. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we do not have the NITX session tomorrow morning. But we do have the one at noon tomorrow. I don't know about Wednesday yet. It's going to depend on the sleeping situation. I'm hoping that Jen naps at school today because I can't handle 4 o'clock in the morning wake ups. I'm way too old for that and recovering from bronchitis. So we'll see how it goes. Just keep an eye on Discord and we'll figure it out. I'll catch you guys later. And again, don't forget, 1:20 today is when Biden is speaking. So wait for some craziness at 1:20 today. We'll see what he says. Is Pal good? Is Pal bad? Is he passive aggressive? And then again, remember, it's a shot for every time you blame Trump. All right, I'm out of here. Catch you guys later.